Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 104, and I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday Motivation and Inspiration, and today I am asking everyone the one question: do you have the mental drive to succeed? And before we get started, I have a good quote for you. Great people do things before they are ready. They do things before they know they can do it. Interesting quote. And when I came across it, I was like, oh, yes, I am using this for my podcast. Uh, yeah. So, anyway, so the 5 Ds that I follow: dream, drive, determination, dedication, discipline. It's the 5 Ds that I live by every day. And also, the thought of sitting at a desk for another 30 years before I can retire and hopefully live comfortably, pray I have my health, and hopefully live longer than 10 years. Yes, this does go on in my head every single day. That's why I live my life like every day is going to be my last. So I ask you the question: do you have the mental drive to succeed? My answer to about 98% of you: nope. And I'll tell you why. Number one, you constantly make excuses as to why you're not working toward your goals. Man, oh man. The constant, I'm tired, I've got too much going on, I've got things I gotta take care of, I need to rest myself, all that stuff. I'm all for resting and all that stuff, but let's be real here. We have 168 hours a week. By the time you allocate sleep, work, travel, whatever the case is, I'm going to say, give or take, you probably have a little over a full day left of hours that you can do something productive with yourself. Let's be real here. And like I have said in previous podcasts, yes, I watch TV shows too. I have a long list of them, and I talk to my mom about them every morning, like clockwork. Mondays is 911, and Tuesdays is Abbott Elementary, and Wednesdays is Good Sam and Chicago PD. Like, I have the list of things that I watch too. And Thursdays I watch Law and Order SVU and Law and Order Organized Crime. And then I watch The Chi on Showtime. And so I watch TV shows too. The only difference is I'm consistent and I'm disciplined in knowing that I have to get work done. I know that when I'm done with my full-time job at 6 o'clock and I clock out, it's my bag is packed to go to the lounge in my complex, sit my butt down, and write for 2 hours before I come back to my apartment to watch my TV shows. That's just the discipline of it. And I spend my weekends recording these podcasts. So let's move on to number 2. You think you don't have enough time in your day to do things. And in reality, you do. You just don't realize how much time you BS in your day. So yes, let's say it. We have games on our phones. I used to be that guy too. I used to have video games. I haven't had a video game system since Xbox 360. So let's just understand and realize that since then there's been Xbox One, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch. Right? So you got that, right? And like I said, TV shows, I already discussed that. I watch my TV shows. Is social media a distraction? Of course it is. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. I'm on all of those. I spend my time on those social media sites, but I know when to close out them apps and get work done. Number 3, you're not focused enough to buckle down and get work done. You'd rather sit on your butt and do nothing or be out with your friends. Somewhere along the lines, guys, you gotta sacrifice. You gotta record that TV show. You gotta pass up on that night out drinking. You gotta pass up that $20 to $30 a plate dinner with your friends. Sometimes you gotta do it. I'm across the country away from my three best friends. So imagine how much time I have to really sit down and really do work. And I'm not telling you guys to move away from family and friends. Trust me. I'm not normal. That's all I'll say. Number 4, you're not willing to sacrifice certain things to accomplish your goals. Going out with family, friends, social media, binge watching TV shows, playing games, whatever you choose to do in your spare time. I've already spoken about that. You guys already know the deal. I just pretty much explained all of that stuff. Going out with your family and friends, yep. Social media, distractions, binge watching TV shows all day long. You can do it. It's great. It sounds like a wonderful idea. Cool. But how often are you doing it? And anything else that you want to do in your spare time. And I'm not saying don't watch TV. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't enjoy your time with your friends and your family, because you're not guaranteed to see them again tomorrow. What I am saying is you just can't do it all the time if you really want to get after what you want to get after. And number 5, you are not willing to lose sleep sometimes to get things done. So basically, you'd rather sleep in or you'd rather go to bed early instead of staying up that extra hour to get things done. Yep, I've had to sacrifice an hour or two of sleep a week sometimes just to say, all right, I got to get this work done and I've got to do this. And in the first, 2 years of my journey, would stay up and stay up all night, stay up to 3, 4 in the morning. But I think as I started to establish myself a little bit more, I, found a pace and that I'm good at, and then I wasn't staying up as much. I was making sure I got at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and then I can at least manage and be able to do what I need to do for myself. But what I am saying is sometimes you just got to sacrifice a little bit. Even an extra 15, 20 minutes of doing work, it helps. It goes a long way. And when you get to where you want to be, you go, yeah, you know what? That extra 15 to 20 minutes I stayed up at least 2 nights a week, that helped. Or the extra 15, 20 minutes I woke up earlier to get myself together to do some things on the weekends, that helped. You never know. You never know, like those little sacrifices that you make that are going to get you to where you need to be. That's going to elevate you and get you to that place where you're doing well for yourself. So, those are my top 5 reasons why a lot of you guys don't have the mental drive to succeed. And for me, it's either you have it or you don't. For me, there really are no gray areas when it comes to working towards something bigger than you. Because in reality, if your goals don't scare you, well, you might want to make bigger goals. Writing 60 books for me scared the crap out of me a few years ago when I, kind of went to God and was like, you know what? I'm going to give you 60 books. And it sounds great. And I was hype about it. And then after a few days, I was like, boy, what in the world was you thinking? But then, a few months later, when you started planning out everything and you pretty much write down all the books that you're going to publish and what days, what months and dates you were going to do it. Then it all becomes a reality. Then it's like, oh, so I really can publish 60 books. And then after that, it's okay, well, now I got to write all of them. And then I got to edit all of them and, all that other stuff that comes with publishing a book. What I'm trying to say is that life is a mental game. And once you realize that and you understand that, you'll go a long way. And no, you're not going to wake up every day motivated, inspired, determined, mentally strong. That's just not something that's going to be expected of you all the time. And that's not something you should expect of yourself. But what you can have is the drive to get something done. Something that is going to benefit you in the future. So when I talk about the 4 Ds of dream, drive, determination, dedication, and discipline, You've really got to apply that to your life. You can dream about it, but you've got to wake up and have the mental drive to do it. You've got to be determined every day to really do something that's going to work towards your goals, whether you're working 30 minutes or 3 hours. You got to be dedicated to your craft and whatever you're great at, and you've got to be disciplined. And once you're disciplined, that allows you to become consistent in all the things that you're doing. I tell people all the time, once you have discipline, the consistency will be there and nothing will stop you. You've got to eliminate distractions. I'll tell you that. That's another D I can apply to it, but um, that's not a positive word. So I try to keep the words positive. So, what is your mental drive? It's time for you to really think about that and really figure that out, to be brutally honest, because the sooner you figure that out, the better off you'll be. The sooner you figure out what your weaknesses are and what your distractions are, the better off you're going to be. So, with that said, that's my podcast for today. I thank you guys for listening. As always, be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.